All right, so where are we at with this? We need the more annoying instruments. If I'm saying the lyrics, I'm gonna annoy you now, we gotta really crank this one up. Hyperpop is many different types of music. On my list, I have random shit. I have clogs, knife slicing. We did punching and kicking and slapping sounds. So maybe let's try spoons playing.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
That one is actually hitting. Hyperpop will always be evolving.
I think we can work with that one. Yeah. Wait, that's
actually hitting. Hyperpop is pretty freaking crazy.
Hyperpop is maybe an amalgamation of like all sorts of different styles that somehow has found a collective way into one group. And also it's a collection of different scenes from like London or LA or New York or anywhere in the world. It's like an internet genre.
I like to think about it as like a community of people that have similar ethos and approach to music rather than a specific sound, because a sound gets boring. But I really like the playfulness that a lot of hyperpop artists have. That to me is like my favorite kind of energy that's just approachable and fun and not afraid to like be cringe but based at the same time.
I just don't think any genre fits me. To me, like my music is extreme, so if it fits into any kind of thing, that means extremities. My music is literally based on emotions all the way, so if I've fallen in love with a boy, then it's very much based on that. If it's based on someone saying something stupid about me on Twitter, I can make a whole song about that. So it's very much based on a real life story, which I can just kind of make way like over the top.
I started making music when I was about 14 on Reason, and then was making like bad attempts at dubstep. And then I moved to like 80s type music when I was about 16 and got signed to a label. And then I started making pop music maybe like 2 or 3 years after that. I kind of discovered a wider range of music through the internet, like PC music and off-minute records. And then I just kind of wanted to do stuff that was in that vein where it's like super fun, high energy music that doesn't take itself too seriously.
My parents had a huge influence on the music that shaped me, especially classic rock, Alice Cooper, David Bowie, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles. I was also really obsessed with The Who, the Ramones, Sex Pistols. All of those things definitely shaped me, and that was kind of like the first music that I wanted to make was like 60s rock and like psychedelic music. One of the other really big influences for me growing up was Ed Banger Records and Dan Deacon, and I really liked all of that electronic stuff. And I guess the idea of combining like electronic dance music with Baroque and classical and rock and metal, that ethos is always going to stick with me, of wanting to surprise myself and combine things in new ways.
The first album I ever got was like a Now 42, and it had ABBA on it, no, even Aqua. And Aqua had a song called Sex on the Beach, I think if that's correct. And that was the song when I was an 8-year-old girl, which made me think, this is the music I need to start making. I wanted it to be music which I wouldn't want my grandparents to hear. When I had the CD, I put it on my hi-fi, and every time the word sex came up, I turned it down. And I thought, that's the music I want, like the music that you don't want your parents to know about, because your parents aren't cool, and you want to make music which is cool.
So for me, when I'm starting a song, I'm always working with other people. Collaboration is huge for me. Yeah, that's sick, just like extremely minimal.
Yeah.
Like everyone that I work with is, you know, they're all people that are super creative, super lighthearted, and like the humor in music. Like that's something that I think inspires everybody that I work with. We need to be entertained as we're making the music, because we know that if we're laughing, it's going to be something that is good because it's like getting us in like a certain way.
I'm KCMQ. I've been here for the last like couple weeks with Dorian.
Working on a bunch
Yeah,
of
working
music.
on a lot of music. We met online actually.
On Zoom.
Yeah, we met on Zoom. I sent Dorian some music.
And it was sick.
That's sweet. Yeah, and then we just started doing stuff.
Yeah, and I could like tell though from like the first Zooms that was like, we're vibing.
Right,
we gotta
we
gotta keep this going. And then now we've just been here like working on the new album and stuff.
I definitely think it's more about coming from the same place creatively. Like if, for example, if I'm working with a producer, it's good to know that you have the same ideas. I don't think you will work with a certain person and be like, let's create this hyperpop tune, let's create this trap tune, let's create something, because I don't think that will ever make something good. If you have the same connection with someone and you know you can make a good track because you guys get on, then you're gonna make something hopefully nice.
I definitely want my music to make people feel like I feel, which is very free, to be trying out things that might be, maybe this actually is really lame, but it's really cool to try it out. You know, that is what I get the most joy from.
I only listen to technical advice and don't listen to anything else. You can like do whatever you want with music. There's no limitations to anything, but just do whatever you want to do.
I'd really hope that in the world we're living in, that there's no rules or boundaries or anything that we should go by or stick to. It just makes for a much more fun world if we can just kind of all get along and do what we want when we want. It'd be nice to just feel like we're free and we can all kind of accept each other and just like don't have to stick to any boundaries, because there's nothing fun about that, really, is there? Apart from when you go to a restaurant and we're a real mixture of like Spanish, Italian, Japanese, Australian and English, and that never works.